Hello everyone, welcome back to Maverick Mods. Today, work on the Firebird continues. Get the rest of the firewall cleaned off, get all the equipment stripped off of it. Get the dash out, get everything out of the interior of the car, and put the car up on a rotisserie. In addition, we're going to do double duty today and do a little bit of work on the donor car, the 2000 Z28 we picked up. And what we're going to do there is work on getting some of the crash damage stripped off, try and get the wiring harness on that side out. I think there's probably a couple of pinch wires back there that may be causing an issue, so that we can put power to the car and see if we can at least try and get it running. So, should be exciting. Here we go. Now that we have the subframe out, next up, let's see if we can make some sense out of this wiring harness. Just get it off of the car, get it out of her way. Spaghetti doesn't begin to describe this. Octopus? Yeah, I'm thinking octopus. Well, they could have put this in a little bit better place. Let's see if giving this a squeeze does anything. Nope. That didn't do it. Or it's smarter than me. It could be smarter than I am. Yeah, well, that's the way it goes. There we go. One octopus. Looks better already. Next up, let's get rid of whatever this is supposed to be. Sorry about that. Continuing just cleaning up the firewall here, we have a random heater hose to the barb. That wasn't good. Nothing wrong with taping wires up. I just don't think I wouldn't use that as a permanent mount. Ooh, plastic mechanical oil pressure gauge line. I've got a story about this and it does not end well. If you're going to do a mechanical gauge, just take a little extra, put on a copper line. Take my word for it. There we go. I think we had a little bit of a mouse nest in there. Engine ground strap, nice to see that was still there. That's one of the first things that goes away a lot of times when somebody does an engine change. First off, getting the brake booster off. Just about all of the lines are disconnected. Let's get the rear brake lines disconnected from the proportional valve. That didn't work. Too big. Too small. As always, it's the one right in between. There we go. Okay. This last one is just a bear to get to. A lot easier when you don't have an engine, a bunch of brake lines, a bunch of everything else in the way. The rod from the brake bush to the brake pedal is held on by a clip up under the dash. I've already disconnected that. So there we go. All right, we're going to get the wiper motor off next. I got to clean up some of my mess first. All right, what do we got here? 7/16. And 5/16. I changed my mind. I think it's 1/2. And I was wrong. It's 7/16. This looks like a new wiper mount. Do we have another? Nope. Antenna. Always wondered where that plugged in. Just a little tidbit. Don't wear a white t-shirt when you're gonna spend the day crawling around the inside of a dirty car. Just saying. Now somewhere around here I've got a stubby Phillips screwdriver. Problem is I can't find it. So go. All right, she's out. I'm really kind of curious to know if this cluster is hooked up. Speedometer is hooked up. Unhook your speedo cable. There's a tab on the back of the cluster. You push. You can get to it. And then you just pull the speedo cable out of the back of the cluster. Try not to gouge your hands. Speedo cable's out. What was that? I'm not sure. Well, I'm thinking squeeze and pull, and these, no earthly idea, but they are spade connectors. So, is this the fourth, third, or fifth cluster that this car came with? I'm not really sure. I lost count. Well, let's just start taking stuff apart until things fall off. How's that? For those interested, this is the windshield wiper switch. Back in the day, you had off, low, high, and wash. That's it. No intermediate, no intermittent wipers, no fancy wipers. They just wiped. One wiper switch. There'll be a tab on it somewhere. What is going on with you? Somebody already broke that. Figures. Alright, we'll edit that out. Alright. Well, I know it's out now, but if you guys ever need to actually change an old style switch, to get the headlight knob out, you pull it all the way out. It's a little button right here on top. Push the button down, knob comes right out. Then there's a screw inside here that just spins out. It's supposed to spin out. There we go. keep your hardware, and there's the actual replacement headlight switch. From here on out, I'm just going to start taking things apart, just pulling screws out until eventually the dash is out. I didn't do that. Well, that's interesting. In case anybody smokes, this cigarette lighter was actually hooked up. And I'll bet you the last time this car had power to it, nobody was charging their phone from the cigarette lighter. Gotta do this the hard way. What is in here? I'm at a loss. It's a fuse panel. I'm assuming that the factory fuse panel went bad. This button, I'm guessing, is the trunk release they put on here, I guess. I don't know. Well, pretty much all of this is going to go away. I feel kind of bad just cutting stuff, but nah, this, you know what? It's time for the wire cutters. Extra in trunk. Extra what? Well, this is good loom, so I'm going to keep the loom. With the wires themselves, sorry, they're going away. Done. And we're not done yet. Of course not. I don't even know what that's for. Yeah, I don't think that was factory. That'll come out. That might actually help things. I see. All right, one more. Not done yet. Well, this thing's gonna have to come out. I don't have any choice. There we go. Just gotta get the right angle. Save the looms. I like these. Yeah. We knew we were going to find some mice here somewhere. There we go. That might have done it. Oh yeah. Piece of... I got it. Well, part of it. You know, I can think of a lot of jobs that I would have rather have had than to be the guy at the Pontiac factory whose job it was to put all this together. That's a little sticky. So's that. Don't worry, it's really comfortable laying on this wiring harness. I'm glad he left that for me. Shake the wire nuts out of my hat. Why is the antenna sitting over here? The antenna wire, excuse me. Well, hey, he did. Okay. Now, did that help me any? Nope. Which means you were attached up here somehow too. Well, that worked. Okay. Not quite what I was shooting for. This is where having three hands would really come in handy. So I use my head instead. It's being recalcitrant. Now it's not. Now this is just weird. They went to all this trouble, engineered all these clips for one wire. Okay, one dash. If you guys are like me, your workspace, aka the interior of the car in my case, tends to get just a little bit cluttered. Once in a while we just got to clean things up through the magic of video editing. Now with a little cleaner place to work. Next up, finish getting the rest of the HVAC system pulled. Get the emergency brake lever pulled, pedals, basically just clean out from underneath the dash. All right, fellas. Gonna start on the Z28 today. First step, cut away some of the crash bits, at least so I can get to parts of the interior. I got a battery charger on it right now. Get the battery charged up again, and let's see if we can't get the fuel pump operating again. Just try and get this car started. Sorry about the lighting here, guys. I'm still working on this side of the shop, trying to get it established and set up. Hopefully this turns out okay. So first step, let's try and disassemble this passenger door, get as much of that off as possible. I think today, a pair of gloves might come in real handy. Let's see what we're doing here. That crash bar did a really good job. Yeah, just clutch in, turn the key, don't need, where's the starting foot? Where's the starting foot? Okay. Got it.
You tell me when.
Go ahead. She's a runner. Well, there you have it, folks. We've got the Firebird up on a rotisserie, and we heard the Z28 bark to life. Next episode, continue on the Firebird, try and clean some of the seam sealer out of it, try and eventually maybe get some of the undercoat off of it in preparation for sandblasting, and more importantly, try and get the back glass and the windshield out, hopefully without breaking either one of them. Work will continue on the Z28 as well. I still want to try and get it actually running under its own power without using starting fluid, so do a little bit more work, try and see if we can't get the fuel pump to work on that. And other than that, we'll start stripping the Firebird, the Z28 as well. See, now even I'm getting confused. Sure do appreciate you tuning in. Please like, share, and subscribe. It sure would help me out. And we'll catch you guys next time.